to the computer.
Hello, my cat-loving friends. Ms. CurlyMcCatLady, as she's known on social media, Carla McCarty, is here with us today. Carla is a teacher, which is probably good training for herding cats, who has 23 cats.
She beats me, Linda.
She beat you. And we are dying to find out how this got started, find out about these cats, and how in the world she makes it work, because that's a lot of cats. So we will be back right after this word from our sponsor. Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with my ever gorgeous BFF, whom I miss terribly. We got a week together, and then I got back to Ohio, and I miss you.
I'm not letting you go home next time. I'm just not.
You tried last time, but my son's significant other was with us, and we had to return them. So,
well, you could have stayed.
I'm just
saying.
home.
I'm just
Karen,
saying.
You can crash go home.
But can you believe now we're talking to somebody who has more cats than my absolute highest was 21, and that was just for a second. I stayed at 20 for quite a while. As you know, when the podcast started, I was at 19, hence 19 Cats Accounting. The name, the number fluctuates a lot, but Carla, plus you have a full-time job, and you have, how many cats do you have now?
I have 23 indoor cats and 4 that I take care of on my porch.
God, I love you.
Love you so much. So this is not like you didn't be like, I'm going into rescue. I'm going to make this my vocation, right? You're a school teacher.
Yes.
So first of all, that's a lot. You couldn't pay me enough money.
Yeah, bless you just for that. What grade do you teach?
I am now moving to high school. I have been teaching middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th for the last few years, for at least 12 years. And this is my first time going to high school.
Ooh, how exciting. Ooh.
Yes.
I don't know if that's better or worse. I don't know.
Well, it's a selective enrollment and an international baccalaureate school. So they have to test into the school. So
good. That helps a lot. Yes, a lot. So being a teacher, where'd the cats come from? How did you get started with this?
My porch. Well, if I go back in time a little bit, the ones that I have now come from my porch. But if I go back in time just a bit, my first cat I got when I was 14, that was an indoor cat. My mom got a cat, and my mom didn't like cats, but she liked the guy who offered the cat.
Good move.
So
Mom.
she took the cat. And
Good
he was
move.
really little. He could fit in my palm, and his name was Twinkie. And I thought he was a girl when I named him, because you couldn't see anything because he was so little. And then by the time I took him to the vet and found out he was a boy, he was used to the name Twinkie, and I had him for 18 years. And I had vowed after that that I was not ever going to get another cat. He was a tuxedo cat. And I had vowed I would never get another cat because it was so hard losing him.
Everyone says that.
Yeah. So I ended up years later. So that was in my 30s. He passed. Years later, I ended up, my neighbor, I was over my neighbor's house, went outside. There was a tuxedo cat on the porch, on their porch. And they were scared of cats. And so everybody was running. And so I left the porch, and it's 2 doors down, and he followed me as I walked. And then at some point I stopped because I'm like, I'm not getting any cats. And he walked ahead, and then he stopped in front of my porch and looked back like, okay, are you coming? Come on. Like he knew that that was my house.
Oh my God.
And I brought him in and said that I would take him in, and then I'll let him back out the next day. And I had something I fed him in the house, some tuna or something that was probably terrible for him. But anyway, so I fed him that. And the next day I went to open the door to let him out, and he went the opposite direction. He was like, nope.
Wow, he chose you.
That's the best.
So,
do you feel like your first cat maybe sent this cat to you, being they were both tuxedos?
I do, and they were both tuxedo cats.
Mm-hmm.
Now when he passed, which that's a long story, but he passed away a week later. Another tuxedo cat, my Kirby, came onto my porch. I was actually sitting on my porch crying about that. That was Jordy who passed. And I was sitting on my porch crying about Jordy, and here comes this other tuxedo cat.
And you're like, oh no, not again.
Yes, he was my fourth. He ended up being my fourth cat. So I took in Jordy, and then Sadie was next. And I was trying to give her away. She actually came to me on the porch, and I would feed her. And I end up taking them in because I get nervous. Like I'm feeding them. The one day they're not there, I create all these terrible scenarios. What happened? Oh
I
my
get
God.
that.
And then I start
Yes.
planning on how I'm going to bring them in because I get so concerned. So I brought her in.
Yeah.
She terrorized Jordy to the point that I thought I was going to have to get rid of her. She terrorized him so bad. And then she began to tolerate him and deal with him. And I took her in. At some point, she was pregnant. And I realized she was pregnant when she was on the porch. And so I said, I have to wait because she has kittens somewhere and I can't bring her in until they're weaned. So at some point, about 2 weeks after she had disappeared and come back skinnier, she was bringing me a kitten. And I was excited. I was like, oh, here comes a kitten.
Oh.
And it was dead.
Oh,
We had a
no.
really bad rainstorm. And I guess wherever she was keeping them got flooded. And so she was asking for help. She came and put it in front of the door in front of me. And I kind of just took it to the alley. And then she brought me another one that was also dead. And I took her in that day. After I waited for a while to make sure, that there weren't any other ones that I waited a couple hours to see if she would bring me any more. And I figured that if I brought her in and she had kittens, she would want to go back out at some point. So
right.
So when I brought her in and she didn't do that, I figured that they had all, I had those.
Was she young?
Yeah, she was about a year or a little, maybe 8 months to a year when I brought her in.
She probably,
they
chances
can
are
get
she only
pregnant
had
at 4 months.
Yeah, but usually those first couple litters are a small number, 1 or 2. So I would say it's probably
That's
safe
probably
in
all there
believing that it was
was.
just the 2. But she brought them to you for help. My heart is just breaking because she was, oh my gosh.
So you brought her in. Did
Yes.
she go into any kind of mourning, Carla, or was she okay?
Well, she went. I don't know if she had a chance because she hated Jordy so much that she went into, I don't like the cat that you have in here, and why is he here, and why don't you get rid of him and keep him?
Okay.
She was
She had
trying
a
to
new
distraction.
fixation.
Great distraction.
And she was terrorizing him, and to the point where I was like, oh my God, he had been here a couple years at that point, and I was thinking I was going to have to let her go. And then at some point she just kind of relaxed. And then one point I remember he went and laid next to her on a chair, and they were just sitting next. And I was like, now she's not a cat. I still have her. She's still not a cat. She doesn't really like other cats.
I've had
or
those.
other people.
Yeah. I've had those.
But,
you are my human, and I'm happy with you. We don't need anyone
Yes.
else. It's
But
just
see, you
and
got
I,
to
right?
peaceful
We're good.
coexistence, and that's always our goal when we do some
Yes.
integrations
Yes.
with clients.
Yes. So how did we go from there to 23 plus?
Then I think they sent out some kind of bat signal.
Linda and I
telling
say that
you,
all the
we have
time.
said that. I
All
swear to you, there's a neon sign over my house
Right.
calling all cats. Suckers live here. They will feed you and bring you in, and it will be great. We both have them over our houses. So apparently
I think just about
too.
everywhere I've lived, I've picked up a cat from outside.
Yeah.
Yes, almost every single cat I have has come off of my porch. So Topsy was next, Missy was next. Topsy, Jordy and Sadie hated Topsy, so I was like, I need to get him a cat so that he can be friendly. So then Missy came, and he liked Missy. Then Kirby after Jordy passed, and there's, like I said, almost all off my porch. Sasha, I got a few blocks from my house, walking with a guy walking down the street. I was stopped at the light, and they were walking across, and she was walking right next to him. And I thought he trained his cat to just heel. And then when he got to the other side of the street, he kind of, not meanly, but he kind of like tried to shoo her away with his foot. And I'm like, that's not his cat.
Not his cat.
And she was just following whoever walked. So somebody else walked by, and she started following them.
She was
following. Yes, and she was pregnant. So I tried to drive off, and then I turned back around, and I came.
I would have done
I got one.
You're like, I don't see it. I don't see it. For Pete's sakes, I'm going to get the cat, right? I did that with a cat in my backyard. Every time somebody said there's a black cat in your backyard, nope. I don't know what you're talking about. La, 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 la. I can't hear you. my parents literally, I went somewhere with them and they were dropping me off. My dad's like, there's a cat. And I'm like, nope. And I literally walked in the house like I have blinders on. I can't see what cat. Cat's in. I finally was like, she's gonna have more kittens, and somebody call and book a spay. Cameron, can she go in your room? I'm just like, here we go, right?
You had
Oh,
11 at
Yeah.
the time. She was number 12.
she was number 12. Yes, she was.
Number 12.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I
it
did
was-
not want a 12 cat. Like, how many times have you said, this is it? I'm at my limit. We're not doing this again.
Every day,
Every
right?
time I take a cat in, from cat number 3, from cat number 1, I said no more cats, and so
I'm
I
the
ended up
same
still
way.
with 23.
I'm the same way. When I was up
Rita
at, I don't ever go over 20 except that one. I was just for a minute. So I have sent a couple up to. Well, I've made Linda fall in love with them, so she would take
She did. I have
2 of them
I
from
had
the Carolinas.
2 cats from the Carolinas that she like suckered me into, kept sending me pictures of their little eyes. Look at them like,
But I just took in
"Ugh."
2 more. We just took in 2 more for the sanctuary. One is a 10-year-old front declawed deaf
Oh,
Persian. I know. And the other one was a kitten that some neighbors of my mom's found and didn't want the black cat, but kept the other kitten. So
yeah.
he's here.
Yeah, that's how I got I have 4 black cats, and one of them one of the ones that didn't come off my porch came from somebody who was moving. She was moving in with her mom, back home with her mom. She couldn't financially afford it. And her brother was there and is deathly allergic to cats. So she had 2 cats. Her neighbor took 1 cat that they had already connected with and didn't want the black cat. And she was going to take it to a shelter. All the no-kill shelters were full. So she was going to have to take it to a kill shelter if she was going to take it. She had actually moved out of the apartment, and the cat was, and Charlie was in the apartment by himself. She thought he was a girl, so he had a different name. So she was just coming in and feeding him, but she had moved out all the furniture, and she was trying not to take it to a kill shelter.
Yeah.
And she was really trying hard. So a neighbor works with her and told me, because everybody, when you have a lot of cats, everybody thinks that you want more cats.
I
So
know.
every time
I
know,
swear,
every
this
day.
is our sister over here. I'm telling you. Well, and I had a
Right?
cat that the lady got, the friend of mine got with a man who had a son who was deathly allergic. And I said, this is not the right place for the cat, because the cat has never been with other cats. But she's like, I cannot send this cat to a kill
Don't they all
shelter.
say,
And she
what's
ran
one
out of.
more? You already have
Exactly.
20, whatever. What's one more?
Excuse me, but you've said that to me. It will just eat the leftovers. Don't start. Don't talk about everybody, honey, because you do it.
I think you only had like 6 or 7 at the time.
Only.
Do you remember those days, Carla? 6 or 7 and
Oh.
thinking, wow, I have a lot of cats. Now you look back and you're like, 6 is nothing.
Yes, I had, and there was at some point I did have 6 cats for a very long period
I
of
did
time, and
too.
I actually had money during the summer.
Yeah.
We don't get paid in the summer, and I remember not having to struggle in summer months. And now with 23, it's like,
I chuckled when you said that the gal couldn't afford to take the cat, and I'm thinking none of us can afford it, but we do it anyway. Is that true? That is true.
it is
100%.
very true.
You're a
I will not.
teacher. Teachers don't get paid a lot.
Well, Chicago is not that. Chicago pays pretty well, especially
good.
when I've been teaching 27 years,
Cost of
so
living.
they actually
good.
are pretty.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's wonderful. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Cause it's not, I couldn't go. I'm not great at like waiting 2 weeks to get paid. I don't think I could go a whole summer, but yeah, I guess you
know I
plan things
couldn't.
out. And do you have like an Amazon wish list or anything for your followers that they can help you out?
I don't have an Amazon wish list because I'm bad with boxes, but I do have like Cash App, because people on TikTok kept asking me how could they help.
Good. That's
Yeah,
good
we'll
to
put
know.
that.
Yes.
Getting donations is very hard. We have to take a
Yes.
little break, but we'll be right back. I want to talk a lot more about this awesome cat family. We'll be right back. And we're back with 19 cats and counting. Of course, my lovely best friend and confidant, Linda Hall. And I think Carla has now become one of us.
Yeah, I'm feeling so many of the stories. I also have 4 black cats. I mean, you keep saying things that resonate that I'm like,
Linda
yeah,
has 4 black cats. I
Yeah.
have 2.
yeah, you're slacking.
Wow.
You're slacking.
Linda
on the
has
black.
how many oranges? You have your 3 orange cats. I have 2.
Yeah, 3.
I
I had to
had
stop.
3 until I just brought in Tango. I had 3. Now I have 4 orange cats.
Don't say that. Now the universe just heard you, and an orange cat is going to appear at
Well,
my back
honey,
door.
at the moment
Carla?
you do have 3 because you're babysitting an orange kitten.
Oh, that's right. That does put me up to, yeah. We
For
got
the
Galway.
moment.
Galway, Tiger, and Kismet. So with the baby, it's 4.
Oh, you're at
Yes.
4. Okay. you're at
Yes.
4.
And
Yes.
I have a tiger.
Until Sunday.
I have a tiger.
I don't
This
have a tiger. Well, Rosie's name was Tiger, but it just didn't fit her when I
No,
saved her,
it
so I
didn't.
renamed
Yeah.
her Rosie.
Yes.
So
Yes,
how
I'm-
hard is it to get people to understand why you're doing this? Because I get questions a lot.
I think I've given up trying to make people understand. And as soon as they start sounding like they just don't, I just don't engage. I mean, I get so many questions. Like, like recently somebody, I was out and somebody said, do people like coming over to your house? And I'm like, I don't kind of care whether people like coming over
Right?
my house.
I would love to come
my
to your
cat-
house.
my cat's being comfortable at my house. But yeah, you have a lot of people who are like, you're a hoarder. Oh, you must be this. Oh, why do you have that many cats? And
I've been
yeah.
through that. My mom won't come over here and eat because of the cats, they go on the table.
Wow.
She has
a
8
sign.
dogs that pee all over the place. But
Right.
sorry, Mom.
So, sorry, Mom.
Back down to
She
5.
has a sign in her kitchen that says, in this house, cat hair is a condiment.
And
I'm
the
like,
truth.
yes.
Also, I was kind
Yes!
of dating this guy for a little bit in LA, and we're just kind of hanging out. And he, I had 15, I think, at the time, questioned me, violently questioned me. Why do you have so many cats, Rita? Why? Trying to get me to say I had some kind of
to fill?
She's trying to get me to say I have some kind of personality disorder, or like you said, void
Yeah.
disorder or something. It's not that. I
Childhood
didn't set out
trauma.
to do this. It just kind of happens to you.
Exactly, it does, and if you are caring and you start worrying, I probably bring in the cats that I take care of on the porch, with the exception of one who has started wearing a collar. So I think someone has claimed him. But he's still not fixed. I can see he's still not fixed. But I've been taking care of him, Marley, for a very long time on the porch.
House. Snip off those.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to usurp someone else's power and just take them and go get them fixed and put them back on the street, but because I don't know why they're keeping him not fixed.
Because they're not educated in the
I was gonna say, they can't be. It can't be a breeding thing, or they wouldn't even let him outside. I mean, it's ridiculous, and we just
and he's not a Siamese or anything kind of breed cat that you would want to breed anyway. Mango, Ivory, and Gracie, they're all named by their color. Mango is orange, Gracie is gray, and Ivory is white. I'm going to bring I would probably bring in Ivory now, but he and Gracie are bonded. Gracie is not quite ready. She still has not let me touch her. She leaves the porch, get too close. So I don't want to take her.
Yeah.
He might follow him in though. I have a semi-feral brownie who every now and then I can touch her, but most of the time, no. And I've had her for 14 years now, for gosh sake. So she doesn't run as much as she used to, but yeah, she was one of those. I stood up and she ran, I barely saw her the first few years of her life.
But that's my karma. One of the cats. So I adopted a cat from the Carolinas who was FIV positive, an orange boy that no one would take. So I got him. And then I found out 7 months later, he was bonded to this feral girl who has a lot of Maine Coon in her. I don't know if it was all Maine Coon or not, but we just lost her recently. But and she was truly feral. So it was an absolute
scared cat feral.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. But we got her here. And she didn't have a lot to do with the people, but she and Kismet would be just curled up like yin and yang on the shelf somewhere. That was
her cat's cat.
That's
so it might work if you get him in and she follows him in. It might work.
Yeah,
it's just how your other cats will take to it.
Do you have your FIV cat with your other cats? Just
Linda does.
Okay.
Yes.
FIV is okay. It's what is a deep puncture wound bites that spread it. It has to be very deliberate.
Yes, it's just like HIV in humans where the viral load can go up and down. So it would have to be the perfect storm. He would have to have a high enough viral load, and he would have to do a deep puncture that got that saliva into the vein in order to transmit it. So
my cousin is taking care of some cats, and the vet accidentally told her that they were FELV positive.
Oh no.
And it wasn't She took them someplace else later, and they're FIV.
Oh,
So
thank
that's fine.
heavens.
So she already has 2 cats in the house. And now she has the mama and 6 kittens that she's taking care of in her garage.
Oh,
But she
bless
wants
her.
to keep the mama and one of the kittens.
Yeah,
But now that she found out it's FIV and not FELV,
thank
she
heavens it's
actually is
okay.
in the house. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a mistake to make. I hope you never go back to that veterinarian, or she doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's a
highly contagious.
big
That's a whole nother
difference.
story. FIV,
Yeah.
I'll take them in all day long. FELV, now you got to really think about this. You got to be able to separate them. You got I think if I
Yeah,
were
there's
going to do that, it
dedicated-
would have to be an only cat, or I
Yes.
only adopt
Or you already
FLV
have
cats.
one that's
Yes,
got it.
yes, yes.
There's
you got
Yes.
people that do
rescues
that.
dedicated to FELV. And in fact, I used to volunteer with Kitten Rescue in LA. They had a separate room, a separate whole extra building for their
Cool.
leukemia cats, and you had to step in this pan of bleach before you
Oh,
went
wow.
in and when you came out. So you didn't
Oh,
spill
wow.
your shoes to the other.
Makes
Yes.
sense. Yeah. The only concern, I don't know about you, but I joke that if one of my cats sneezes, I'm like, hey guys, keep an eye out. Let me know if you hear more sneezing. I don't know if that's a thing or not. Kismet sneezes and I am on the phone. I need to make an appointment for my cat like now, because he's surely going to the immunity being lowered. I just worry about him more.
I know that
Yes.
I have issues with respiratory issues going around. One cat gets it, it all goes around. Do you have that happen to you sometimes, Carla?
Yes, I do have that. I do use L-lysine,
Mhm.
and I used to be really good at putting it in their food every single time. I'm gonna look for some drops, because the one that I used, Viralis, is so hard to dissolve, and if I'm running late for work, to put that in 23
Right.
bowls and then kind of try and
Yes.
chop it in,
Yes.
it takes longer.
Yeah.
So and then I will notice sometimes that if I stop doing that on a regular, if I'm running late a lot and I skip that step a lot, then I will have a little bit more sneezing and things like
Yep.
that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the problem that I don't think people consider. And look, we love anybody that has multiples, but you got to know what you're getting yourself into. The food and the litter, that's nothing.
Yes.
If somebody gets fleas, 23 cats have fleas.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's expensive
Worms.
to
You bring in a
treat.
kitten with worms.
Ear mites.
All the cats have worms. Ear mites.
Yeah.
It took me like a whole
Wildfire.
year to get rid of those ear mites that came in
Yeah.
with Dexter.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
I have a
battle.
video of me pilling my 23 cats when I brought in Sophia and her 2 kittens. And I had treated her before. I always treat them with Drontal before I bring them in.
Yeah.
Smart.
And but sometimes they need a second dose. So she hadn't gotten a second dose. She ended up having it now. So I have a whole video on TikTok where I'm showing how I pill all 23 cats.
God bless
And I have
you.
2 cats that I cannot pill. I cannot pill Sadie, the second cat I brought in, the one who's the grumpy girl, and I cannot pill Morris, one of my orange cats.
What do you do for them?
cannot
Do you
pill him.
crush it up in the food?
Well, no, because they're also very picky eaters, both of them. So
Not
my
surprised.
vet actually gave something that will dissolve, and
The ear
just
gel?
rub it in their ear.
Transdermal
Yeah.
gel. Yes, we love. And a lot of times vets don't tell us. People will talk to them, clients in sessions, and they'll be like, oh, put my cat on Prozac, but I'm telling you, it's a fight every day, and my cat hates me. And we're like, there's a
It comes in an
transdermal for
ear
that.
gel. They don't know.
Yes,
They don't like
Well,
it
way
because-
back when I lost my Sadie,
Yes, when you wrote
Oh,
Sadie's
my
heart.
Sadie,
Yes.
she had
looks like my Sadie.
Oh, you're
Brown-
kidding. If you have her spirit. She had ventroseptal defect. And long story short, I had to beg them to give me a transdermal version of her blood pressure medication, because it just
Oh,
wasn't
wow.
that prevalent back then. It's sad to see that even now that a lot of vets know about it, they still don't prescribe it.
Well, and I know a
My
lot
vet
of
has
times.
trouble with both Sadie and
Good.
Morris. The vet, he actually has trouble because they just don't like.
Yeah.
Morris doesn't like anything near his face,
Sure.
and Sadie just doesn't like anybody anywhere.
Yeah, I get that. Well, I think, we've heard often that the transdermals are not quite as effective as the pill, but if you
It's
can't
better
get
than
the pill
nothing.
in, less
Yes.
effective is better than no pill, right? So
So
just
Carla,
do
Yes.
some-
where are you going with this? Do you have a goal in mind? Do you want to become a nonprofit, open a sanctuary, or you're just not thinking
Well,
that far ahead?
I thought about becoming getting the my 501c3 just because I literally am a cat sanctuary, so why
You
not?
Yes.
But in terms of, it's just kind of come as they come. When they come to my porch, I decide whether I can afford to bring them in, and so far I have not stopped. So hopefully I'm hoping to get more brand deals and things like that, not just because I want to be famous, but because I need help.
We're right there
extra,
with you.
Anyone
help.
listening, if you have a company, when you find someone with 23 cats, look, one cat will like or not like something, and that doesn't tell you anything. If one or two cats like it, that doesn't mean the majority of cats are going to like it. If one or two cats hate it, that doesn't mean the majority of cats are going to hate it. We have found cats that turn up their nose at things that we say every cat loves. But if you test 23, if you give 23 cats your brand of cat food, you have got the best testing group out there.
That's
We've
right.
said that about ourselves so many times. You want to know if it works?
Yeah, we tested what was it? That NutriBoost.
Yeah, Solid Gold
Solid Gold
test of food.
All 28 of our cats at the time loved it. So that was a valid test. But we told them if most of our cats won't eat it, we're not going to promote it for you.
Yeah,
to have all 23, because I even have 5 of my 23 cats don't like churros.
None of my cats like churros
too. They don't like churros. And I'm like, you people are crazy. What's wrong with you? Everyone loves churros.
Oh,
I haven't tried it on Jet.
And like I did have one. I had an ad for kitty poo, which I've been using kitty poo for years and years.
That's
and years.
awesome. Hey, kitty poo is one of our sponsors. You just get
they sponsor our podcast. So yay to kitty poo.
Yeah, no, they are my absolute favorite litter, and I've been using them for years. And I actually joined some of the marketing affiliate program. Groups.
We have two.
Solely because I wanted to become a kitty poo sponsor. So
that's awesome.
Have kitty poo sponsor me. Yeah.
I love it. That's wonderful. A lot of places have affiliate programs, inquire about that. And we don't get a lot of the money flowing deals, but if somebody sends you litter boxes, somebody sends you food, it's less that you have to pay for. So we take that as a win, as long as we like the product. So
we research first. We'll only, especially food, we'll only taste test food that's safe, right? So Linda's good at deep diving and finding out what exactly is in some of these products.
Like a dog with a bone. Give me a product and ask me what it is, and I will find out what's in it.
We have to wrap up because we've run over. I hate it, but I want you to come back. Tell us what's going on. Give us information we can put in the post so that you can generate some donation. Yes. It's not easy, people, to do this. Linda and I have been doing it out of our own pockets for years. But now that we're just Cat Behavior Alliance, we're focusing on that. Everything we do, all the proceeds go towards building the sanctuary.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So yes, well, we thank you for what you do, and everyone should thank you for what you do. If they love cats, they should be so grateful that you're giving all these homeless cats a home. And if they hate cats, they should be so thankful that you're bringing these cats off the street.
They're not out there making babies.
So everybody should totally be kissing you and not dissing you. This is my statement. I'm going with this. So
where can people find you on Instagram, TikTok, all of that?
It's Ms CurlyMcCatLady on all platforms. TikTok is my main platform, but I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and Instagram as well. Yeah, awesome. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I think I got all of them.
Yeah, that's those and Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. Yeah, so you have Facebook.
Are our main ones.
I have Facebook. I very rarely get on it, but it's my email address, Ms CurlyMcCatLady@gmail.com. Awesome. It's my Cash App.
Awesome. That's good. Makes it so much easier. I hate it when people have different names and I go to tag them and it's like, oh, on TikTok you're this, but on Facebook you're this. So make it easy on us all. I love it.
Yeah, we finally have everything matching.
Yes. Yep.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming on. Keep us posted. I know we're working with you and one of your kitties. So we definitely want to keep informed on how that's going, right?
Yes.
And Linda, as always.
Thank you guys for having me and reaching out. Is really
our pleasure.
I kept running across you on my For You page and on social media, and I was like, I love her so much.
Rita, she's got more cats than you do.
That's what I said. We got to talk to this lady.
I love it. So thank you, Linda, for coming across, Ms. Carla, so that we can have her on our show. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Mark Winter, who gave us this platform. And we're so grateful that we can reach out to everybody because of Mark. And don't forget, what is it? We always say, Linda, every day
Every day is
it's
Saturday.
Saturday. We'll see you next week.